Hey, friends.
How are ya?
I'm doing good, Kathy. We are going to get addicted to this live thing because it's so stinking easy
And fun.
and fun.
Yeah,
It
there's a
is.
bit there's a bit of pressure to it. I think that's maybe why we don't announce when we're going live because we don't want anybody to watch it necessarily. But
Right? But we do have just two real quick things. One, we have the second episode in our Alberta United, the Collaborative Vision series that is coming up tomorrow night.
that's I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm
I am.
really excited for all of them, but we're having Eva Chipiuk join us,
Yeah.
and I just love her. She is just amazing. She is just like this powerhouse firecracker.
Yeah. Bundle of energy that I don't know where it comes from because she works so hard. And the topic that we're covering is right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah. We're going to be
Right in
talking
her wheelhouse.
about protection of rights and freedoms. And
Mhm.
that is something that, oh my goodness, we've just seen in Canada that I don't know, over the last decade, maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 30 years, maybe Eva can tell us more, but where we've just really seen the wearing away of our rights and freedoms. And it's something that is brought up to us a lot when we do our AWIN meetings around the province. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
People have that
Yeah.
concern. So yeah, that's going to be episode 2. And who is streaming it for us? It is
Critical Compass.
Critical Compass. Exactly. The guys at Critical Compass, which I'm
Yeah.
super excited about. They do a great job.
They do. Mike and James are awesome. They're just awesome. And I know they're pumped to do this as well. Super excited to be collaborating with this. And it'll be live streamed on their YouTube, their Rumble, their X, I think they have a Facebook page. It'll be on all of those. And then we'll share it from there on all of our things. So everybody, no matter who you follow, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And that's the whole point, is that we are trying to get as many Albertans as possible at least hearing the discussion and the conversation, if not actually participating in it. And that's kind of why we've done it this way. We could have streamed it all from our sites, but it would be limited in how many people see it. And so it's just so much better to have this collaboration.
Well, and you know what else has been really fun? And as people are asking me about it, is that the collaboration part is really the celebratory part. It doesn't matter who we've asked, and we're still asking people to collaborate with us on this project. And to date, nobody has really asked for any details. We just say, hey, we have this vision. This is kind of what it's about. Do you want to be a part of it? Yep. What do you need? Like, that's it. Nobody asks, or who else is involved? Because if so-and-so is there, I'm not doing it, or I want to do this topic, or I want to do. We've never heard that from anybody. All we have heard is, yep, how can I help? What can I do?
I'm in. Yep.
I'm in. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. It's been awesome.
Oh my gosh. Outstanding. Just
outstanding. And you know what? That is, for the most part, that is what we see in the Alberta independence movement, which is so heartwarming to me, is that we see this unity and where Albertans are coming together, and it's like, sure, we've got thousands of canvassers and all that, and that's wonderful and great and indicative of the unity of the movement as well. But then you get these people who, they could be social influencers or whatever, and oftentimes there's a lot of territorial type stuff when it comes to those platforms and those venues. We're not seeing that.
No,
not
at all. Not at all. It's been fantastic. Just fantastic. And really fun to get to work with other people that we wouldn't otherwise. I love that. I love that. The opportunity to see how they do things and what they're doing. And so, I'm looking forward to this conversation. Now, you're going to be hosting it. I'm going to be in the background. But you'll be hosting the conversation with Critical Compass and Eva Chipiuk tomorrow. I'm really sad that we have to talk about the protection of rights and freedoms. in a country where we're supposed to be free, but we're not. But here
It
we are.
should be a given, but it's not. Yeah.
It isn't. That's been proven over and over again and continues to be. So
Mhm.
we will make sure that in our new country of Alberta, we have that pillar looked after.
Yeah. And that's okay, so that's Thursday, April 23rd. So tomorrow at 7
7 p.m.
p.m. And of course,
Mhm.
if you can't make the live stream, there will be recordings available afterwards. But if
Yep.
you're in the live stream, then there's opportunities to kind of ask questions and possibly have your questions addressed and that type of thing as well. And to become involved, be involved in the
Yeah.
in the actual conversation.
And that's exactly what happened on Monday. There was
Mhm.
literally a side conversation going on the side of the screen of the people that were watching as they were talking and kind of collaborating amongst themselves. I mean, some of them it got a little colorful, and that's going to happen. But for the most part, it was pretty good, and
Yeah.
people enjoyed connecting with other people, even just online, and getting their questions answered and being part of the conversation that way.
And it went really well.
It did.
Honestly, I was nervous. Like this was our first time doing like a major live stream, having Colonel David Redman join us, doing it with John Bolton. Like this was just
Yep.
kind of like a whole new uncharted type of thing. But I think it went really well. The conversation, here's the thing with Colonel David Redman. Like he wrote this paper for the Frontier Center.
Yep.
What is it? The Frontier Center for Policy,
And
something.
governance, I think. Yeah.
It escapes me right now. But he wrote this
Mhm.
paper talking about the 6 national interests. And it really gives us as Albertans a little bit of a roadmap, something
Totally.
to focus on when we're talking about having an independent Alberta. Like, what would that look like? And what he explained, which is something I had never realized before, he said, every nation has these same 6 national interests. How you express those national interests is what your country ends up looking like. So he's like, communist
Mhm.
China has the same 6 national interests, but
Right.
it's framed differently and they express those things differently, set them up
Yep.
differently. So then
Yep.
they are an authoritarian communist country compared to maybe a democratic country, right?
Right.
So it was interesting to me to understand that and to learn that. And also very interesting because he is an avowed federalist.
Very much so.
And
And that came
obviously
across.
it came across, yes. And
Yeah.
obviously we disagree. But at the same time, I felt that I personally learned a lot through the conversation. And I loved the fact that we could have a respectful conversation where, John disagreed with David. I disagree with David. David held his own, and it was perfectly fine. It was
It
good.
was.
And yeah, a good example of how we can have these conversations, and we need to have them.
We do, and you're right. It was, and I think that first launch, right? That first one just so perfectly encapsulated the vision that you and I and Pet had. Well, it was Pet's idea, and then it just sort of evolved into this, and then the vision was cast, of what we wanted to achieve in
Mhm.
helping people have these conversations in a way that is productive, that is not screaming over one another or talking down to one another or anything like that. Just we can agree to disagree, but here's some spots where we do agree. And
Mhm.
even Colonel Redman said, like he said, I'm too old for this fight now. My time is done. Whatever my children decide to do, I will follow them because that's where I want to be. He says, so if they decide that they want to be in Alberta that's its own country, well, then I will stay. And if they decide they want something else, then I will follow them because they have my grandchildren and that's where I want to be. And I just thought that was so beautiful.
It is
It was so
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah. And I love
Yeah.
the fact that, yeah, he has a lifetime of experience, a unique experience. There are very
Mhm.
few people who have experienced what he has experienced because of his choice to enter, the Canadian Armed Forces, in his early 18 years old, I think he was when he joined, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he does have this lifetime of experience and unique experiences. He's going to have lessons that he's learned that
Yeah.
others haven't. But at the same time, he was also humble enough to say, look, I'm this old, and now it's time to pass the baton on to my children and to their
Yeah.
children and to support them in that. And I have so much respect for that.
Yeah, for sure. It was so good. It was so good. And maybe we'll be able to, I mean, he was definitely open to more conversation.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
which
Yeah,
is
it would
great.
be good to continue to get some of his feedback. Again, and we did have some people question us, like, why would you start off with someone who is an avowed Federalist?
Hmm.
Because we have to have hard conversations. And as Albertans, even if we're all if we're all for Alberta independence, we are still going to have some disagreement as to how things should fall in place and be put into place. We need to be able to have hard conversations without losing our minds.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
he was so honored that we used his document as the blueprint for this,
yeah.
being on the opposite side of the conversation.
I'll be
And
honest.
it,
I was nervous to ask him because I was like, will he be offended?
yeah,
But he wasn't. He was like, "No, great. I'd love to talk to you about this."
yeah,
It was so good.
yeah. So amazing. So
And,
amazing. It started it off great. Yeah.
it did, and I love the fact that we saw so many different people getting engaged, on John Bolton's, YouTube channel, he's got, I can't remember how many comments, a lot of comments where people kinda getting engaged. Some people are putting a lot of thought into those comments and a lot of analysis, like, clearly they watched and have some thoughts about what they heard and what they saw. I love seeing
Hmm.
that engagement. We've gotten a bunch of emails. I don't know, Kathy, if you've had a chance to look at the emails. Bunch of emails, personal messages to myself, I'm sure to you as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, with people having questions and comments about it. Just love to see Albertans getting engaged, and that's the whole point of this series is the collaborative vision. Like, can we create a vision for an independent Alberta through collaboration, through these types of dialogues? And I truly believe it is possible.
It really is. And it's so much proof that it's through these conversations that we're going to get this all figured out. Right?
Mhm.
Like even in different conversations that I have on the other projects that I do. I want a republic, other people don't. Okay, let's talk that through. What am I
Mhm.
missing? What are you missing? Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about it now before the constitutional convention. Because if everything goes the way that we're hoping, this time next year, Albertans are going to be talking about this whether we want to or not. Like,
Yeah.
because we're it's going to be go time. It's going to be all right. Here's our options. What are we thinking? So let's start talking about it now and giving ourselves a lot of opportunity to learn everything we can. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe that flag will come. I can't imagine, but maybe that flag will come down. Maybe someone will tell me something that no, we can't have a republic. We should have this kind of a government structure instead. Okay. Or maybe it'll be the other way around. But we just can't stress enough to just talk it out, share the ideas, get them on the table. That's why we're doing this series. That's why we're calling it Alberta United, the collaborative vision. We want to talk. We want to talk about unity. That was our on opposite sides of the conversation last week. We still talked about unity. Like that
Mhm.
should speak volumes right there. We still talked about unity. Then it's going to be protections of rights and freedoms, right? That's tomorrow with Eva and Critical Compass. We're also going to talk about national security. We're going to talk about good governance. We're going to talk about economic prosperity and growth with people who are experts in their field on this stuff.
Yeah.
Not, me who thinks I know. Like these are people that actually know. Personal and
Right?
community well-being, right? Like how do we look after one another in the midst of all of this? And I think it's awesome. And I hope we are able to facilitate even more conversation with people, like-minded or otherwise. Let's
Yeah.
just talk.
Yeah. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. And I mean, you and I always say these types of conversations need dessert. So I would invite you if you're going to join us on Thursday night. Have a little munchies with you. I don't know.
Oh, I loved it, right? Colonel Redman, he said, Kathy, I caught your comment. And he pulled up his glass of wine. He came ready.
More wine with me. I was like, you totally get it. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we're going to have to make that a staple and all of us have a little bit of dessert. And if somebody wants to have wine or tea or whatever with it, that'll be part of it. That'll be part of it.
It can become part of our Alberta culture, when we have hard discussions, we do it over
food, sweet food. Yeah. Lots of calories.
Right. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Anyways.
So with that, I guess everybody mark tomorrow down, 7:00 tomorrow night, and go on our pages, go on Critical Compass's pages, and not even tune in, like join in. It's not even tune in. It's join in to the conversation. And let's keep it going and make sure everybody's voices are heard.
Love it. It's going to be great.
It is. Awesome. All right.
Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good.